Most of us Chinese professionals are very good at waiting. If I didn't know any better, I think we came out of the womb as delayed gratification machines. We've been told study harder today so you can get into a better school one day. Endure your hard job today so you can work your dream job one day. Work your dream job even harder so that you can retire one day. Maybe. But as the American author Annie Dillard wrote, how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. So this year in 2026, to all my Chinese friends around the world, oceans away from home and maybe just a little bit lost and confused, I wanted to share 3 lessons that I've learned growing my career. Not in the future, but right now. I hope this helps. The first thing I wanted to talk about, lesson 1, is your accounts never lie. For most of my life, I lived with a ton of dissonance. Late nights at 2 a.m., I would tell myself, I'm creative. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to live life by my own rules and nobody else's. But I would be working at 2 a.m. My calendar said the opposite thing. I was grinding away at Uber, working on repetitive reports in Excel that my manager had assigned. That's what I was doing at 2 a.m. My Google account showed me who I truly was, even if I didn't want to see it. In my 20s, financially, I told myself I'm a sharp investor, but I lost tens of thousands and even went into margin chasing foolish investments. So my bank account showed me who I truly was. And it was only once I realized these differences that I finally took action, and it changed my life. I didn't quit my job dramatically to pursue my dream of entrepreneurship, but I did do something very small. I helped my girlfriend, who was a Chinese international student, to find her job. And I remember at the time she was just this chemical engineering grad who struggled to even pass interviews. So I helped her to pivot and to land an offer in data science. And then I helped her friend, and then another friend. 8 years later, Mr. Jonathan Office has helped over 800 Chinese professionals to secure over $70 million in job offers. At the end of the day, you don't automatically become who you say you are. You become who your actions quietly prove you are. And if it's hard to look yourself in the mirror, which I know it can be, then at least start by looking at your accounts, your calendar, your bank account. They will tell you the truth about who you are. The second thing I learned is that you're confident because you act. Most of us in our careers, we treat those careers like a dress rehearsal. We're sitting around, preparing, hoping for the big moment, but the big moment never comes. And we tell ourselves, we'll do that thing that we've always wanted when the time is right. As if we're waiting for divine intervention, like the sky to fall or the ground to shake. And so we wait and we wait to ask for that promotion that we don't feel ready for. We wait to try that new project that might fail. We wait to tell that person how we really feel. But you don't act because you're confident. You become confident because you act. And most of us get this reversed, right? We wait to feel confident before we act. So it's no wonder that we feel paralyzed and stuck, living a life that never seems fully in our control. For me, 2 years ago, I coached a client who moved from accounting into a controller role. This was a huge jump with a lot of new responsibilities, right? So of course, she didn't feel ready for the role at all, even if her interviewers thought so. So she got the offer. And a few weeks into her new job, she messages me in panic. And she's like, John, I feel like I'm going to make a mistake. Our CFO is going to regret hiring me. Like, when will I finally feel better about this job? And at first, I wanted to give her comfort, maybe some reassurance, maybe some permission to feel scared. But in her case, I decided to give her something else, my honest opinion. So I just told her, hey, just do more and you'll feel better. This year, that client celebrates 2 years as a top performer at that company, and now she even runs her own thriving business on top of her day job. End of the day, when you give yourself permission to say, I'm scared, but F it, I'll do it scared anyway, you're going to grow in ways that you never knew you could. The third lesson I want to talk about: skills are easy, beliefs are hard. Us Chinese professionals, we are great at skills. Many candidates that I work with are chasing another degree, another certificate, another boot camp. It just never ends. But for so few of us question our beliefs. And for the longest time, I was the same. For years, I would tell myself, I'm not a social media person. I can't be concise enough. I want to be the person who writes novels, not newsletters. That is very ironic because now I obviously have a newsletter, Day Up, for Chinese professionals. And for years, as a result of my lack of willingness to put myself out there, I coached without creating any content. And if I'm honest with you, I struggled in those times because I had no marketing. I had no content. Even though my very few clients that I had kept telling me that I was the best damn coach that they ever worked with, nobody knew about me. Then one day I decided to just get in front of a camera and record a video. And my limiting beliefs ended there. Fast forward 2 years later, last year I celebrated over 100,000 followers on Xiaohongshu. 2 years since I joined the platform. So what I want to say here, the next time that you feel that you need more skills or more time or more anything, just ask yourself, who says that I need more? If you want to apply for the job, apply. Let the manager say so, right? If you want to tell that person how you've always felt about them, then say the words. Let them say what they will. In your career, you will always be limited by either your skills or your beliefs. Never let your beliefs be your limit. I often reflect on another quote, which is often attributed to Ben Franklin. And the quote says, "Some people die at 25 and are buried at 75. End quote. These people, they follow every rule. They did everything right. They waited patiently for their dream life to begin. But at some point, waiting stops being discipline and starts becoming fear. So I want to end today by saying, by all means, you should work hard in 2026 and beyond. Be responsible. Build for a better tomorrow. But don't build for so long that life never begins. All right, it's time for Melon Break. And time to chukwa. This week's is super fun. This show is heating up in the Great White North. The show that I'm talking about is called Heated Rivalry. And if you haven't heard about the show, where have you been? I want to talk about this because I'm Canadian, so this one hits different for me. Yes, it is a show produced in Canada. And yes, it's about hockey. And yes, it's about a romance between two men. These are three clear reasons why the show would never have a shot at entering the mainstream, right? But here we are. From its debut week to its final episode week, this show has 10x'd its streaming time. It is growing like crazy. And as you might expect, its main audience, which is women, are going crazy about it. Last time at the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, fans even showed up screaming outside for the actor Hudson Williams. Mind you, this show had no billboards, no big ads, just people whispering, "Trust me, you gotta watch this." And then suddenly the internet just loses its mind. And as a Canadian, I am here to see it, and I love to see it. So here's how you can bring this up naturally during small talk at work. If you're chatting with coworkers, you can say, "Have you seen that Canadian hockey show everyone suddenly got obsessed with? It just blew up out of nowhere." Or if you want to chat about it with your boss, you should probably consider why you're going to chat about this with your boss, okay? You probably don't want to talk about it with your boss. I'm just going to leave that there. Awesome. The last thing I want to say, I mentioned a word, hits different. Hits different in this context means something that feels uniquely strong, special, or better than usual. If you want to improve your vocabulary, hits different, something you can use in your daily communications. Day Up is written, produced, and hosted with love by me, Jonathan Lee. If you want to support high-quality, free podcasting for Chinese professionals, please like and review this podcast. It would mean so much to hear from you. That's all for today. 下次再见，职场小伙伴们。